any blocks of dried kelp. So you know what that means. Time for Kelp Farm. Come along and join me on this story of redstone discovery, failure, ultimately success, and lots of kelp. Welcome, guys, to another lovely day in Minecraft. Today, we're going down and... oh, so close. Anyway, we are making Kelp Farm. So, this is kind of a special type of kelp farm I'm making here. Big thing is, I actually do have a passive kelp farm. That is something I do have, but this kelp farm is going to be for instant. Like, you need kelp right now. I think I just my passive one, I had just kind of emptied a lot of the kelp out to trade with villagers, and so I'm running a little low, and I need some for the Guardian farm. So I was like, well, if we're gonna need kelp, I need it, and I kind of want it now. So you know what? I just realized. Should I give this a space? I have it like here. So this has like a space at the end. Do I need to move these all over one? Yeah, I think these all need to be moved over one. Alright, much better. So you might also wonder, like, oh, why is there so much, or whatnot. So, and why these are separated by, there's a lot to this. This might be a little silly, but this is what I wanted to do. So, I didn't want them all next to each other because I wanted also to be like, say, so this whole thing, and there's 9 here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, is you need 9 stacks of kelp to make 1 stack of dried kelp blocks. So the idea here is one of these is going to be 1 stack of kelp. And the reason I wanted them all separated is if for some reason I ever didn't need a full stack, I just wanted 64 or, well, the thing's going to run. So you're always going to get at least a stack from each of the column. If you wanted 1 from the thing, you can just just do 1. Oh, I'm only going to need, half, then you can only run half of it, or whatever you want. There will be a button to run the whole thing and get all 9 stacks. And then, like I said, each individual one will also have a button to just run that individual one as well. And then these, there you are, where you're going to put I'm going to put bone meal goes in, and then that'll fill for the thing. So, that's what we're doing today. This is probably going to be my way, so let's just get this out of here right now. So we have a little bit of digging to do initially, because so all these are going to go down. We're going to go down 65 blocks, but first, let's do this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright. So, for what I'm doing, there's actually there's actually another, like, kind of water column, and I will explain that in a minute here. So, first off, we have our first, so that'll be for the kelp and then that. So, but it's 9 blocks. So first things first, you're going to right here, and then that gets, that is actually wrong. I'm just gonna do this. Ooh. Alright. Like this. Alright. And then, there we go for that. And then And I said this was 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Excellent. And what we need to do is we need a dispenser. Oop. I must do things like that. Just like that. So this here is to shut it off. So when this triggers, it will trigger this. Actually, what we could do is give me one moment. I need to go get buckets of water. All right, we're back. Made myself a quick infinite water source because I'm gonna need more buckets and such. So we got that in there. So this is actually not what I want to do because that'll be wrong. All right. So, bucket in there. Kelp grows up, activates this dispenser, water comes out. I have the thing at the end, will break, water goes back in. And so that is to help transmit the signal down. So observers can actually read the flow of water. And so if you so the water drops onto the observer and it goes, hey, there's water. This is a change of state above me. It's not air, it's water now. You know, pulse. And then when the water gets, when the water goes back and it's just air, it pulses again. So this is a good way of moving a redstone signal down. So this is what we need here. What we also need to do is actually, I need to do another one. Let me do it this way. So, like I said, I don't remember this. Oh, I'm out of stone. When I was up there, I had some stone here. I dumped all the stone out of my thing because I was like, I don't need this anymore. What we want here is we want a button. I could just do oak buttons. I was actually thinking of birch. You know what? I'm gonna be doing this a lot because I never bring all the blocks I need. I did grab some copyrights because I'm gonna need those, but I want to do birch buttons to match these stairs. So I'll bear back. All right, got the wood and we got our button. Let's do that right there. Can I get away with using one? All right, this. Oh no, but they both gonna run if I do another. Why is it so fur? Oh, I must have put this higher. I mean, I could go one higher. I'm wondering if I can get away with. Oh, is that gonna... Well, that shouldn't matter. Oh. Torch is in the way. I'm like, why? Oh. Take that out. Then put the water back in. Alright. Oh, that's actually better. In my original design, it actually required, I had 2 dispensers. but this will actually use the same water, and it shouldn't matter, you know. And it's actually a little bit better, but yeah, it shouldn't matter that it's only one, so that works out. I even need less buckets. I brought 18 because my original design called I was going to need 2 water buckets per source, you know, per column, but that is not the case anymore. So, all right, so that's the first little bit. That's just up here. Now we need to dig down 65 blocks from here. I guess I could go down, and then I might count it. Oh, scaffolding. I should just bring 65 pieces of scaffolding. That way I know where I'm at. Because I'm like, okay, we'll do 50 minus 65, which would be negative 15. All right. Yes, I was right. It's negative 15. All right. So we got our scaffolding. What I actually kind of also want to do is negative 256. Because once I get down there, I'm just going to dig. We need to dig out an entire room. I also do not know what is under here. So we're going to do this the safe way. Okay, let's go to negative 15 and then see. I might have to come up 1 block based on things. Whoops, that's not meant to stand on this block, and then my only fear is I'm gonna run into some like mining caves we have down here. Ooh, coal, although, well, we're here. Let's get oh, this is deep slate, oh, all right. Oh, this one. All right, back to digging. And 1. I think that's another. So I think we're good. All right, now we're at 15. All right, let's see. Did I do it correctly? I might have needed to go become up 1 block. Oh, wait. All right, cool, perfect. So that should be, and that should be the 65. All right. So actually, funny story is we actually also, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna get that copper. First things first, we'll have to fill in that other side real quick, because this is gonna be a big water stream, so I don't need both, things, but, and then, actually what we want to do here, alright, so we're here. And then this out to negative 256. Does that make sense? I think it does. We'll double check when we're up there. 56. Alright. Although I think that was... We're going to go one more for the sake of... Yeah. Alright. So, let me go back up. And then I want to dig out a room here. And then, although I think we also need to go down a few more blocks. There is a little bit underneath. This is just like first piece of kelp and dispenser, you know, but there's a little bit underneath. So I might go down over here just like a few more blocks. But I'm going to bridge, you know, jump back up using this to fill this back in. And then I'll come down and dig all this out. Okay, so we have dug out of the room. So there was what we dug down, and then I stacked back up, and that will be one water stream. And then we dug back straight up and got this one, so the water can come down. I also over here added a bubble column and just like fall down into the water so that I could go up and down faster, because I realized like leaving scaffolding is not gonna work for me, since, you know, I need we need you know, not to be able to move around there and stuff. All right, so actually I have to do this real quick, because what I need here is all right. There we go, and then we can get, actually what we got, actually we'll just, I'm like tempted to do glass, just so, and I think I'll do glass over here, and that is mostly so I can see what is going on, if that makes, I mean, if that makes sense. Of course it makes sense. Alright, so, actually what we can do, before we do put the glass in over on this side. Well, I'll worry about that, later. Or, you know, in a little bit here. But first, let's deal with this, and then we'll work our way over. I probably could have dug down more here, but we'll do this for now. Get for bulb. Well, actually, maybe I'll just do this for right now. Oh, yeah, I know, I dug all this out just to put it all back, but it's the way we work sometimes. I do need to dig a little bit underneath, but for right now, this is fine. Glass. Alright, take that, and then we actually have another copper bulb, and then another here, and then we actually get a little bit of that, and then you know what I should do though is build a lot of this out of wool. I think this all needs to actually move up one more block. Wouldn't think it's gonna matter, but it actually will in the end. Actually, what I can also do is do that dispenser. We just drop that guy because he's gonna go there anyway. So, because I think based on everything else, how I have all this, yeah. All right, this needs to go up one more block. So yeah, all right. We're not gonna make the same mistake we were gonna make before. Take that out now. Copper bulb. Copper bulb. We get our comparator. We got more of ceiling, so we can get up here. Can take out that so I can jump. Like this, and then this just needs to come out anyway. So I can see what I'm doing, and then we put those back as not to disturb the water stream. Alright, and then what we need to do is, alright. But not that. We need repeater on Vortex. There we go. Alright. There we go. Now we have it. The first step here. So water comes down. When you hit the button, it'll activate this, which turns this on. And then when the water goes away, because it's just a button, this turns off, but this is going to stay on. This has triggered this, so this is going to pulse once. It's going to shoot out just once. Just to break in just how it works, because if you notice, and then when it hits, it'll send another water signal. Turn this on, turn this off, which updates this, and then goes, and then boom, and then all your kelp flows upwards. Oh, I see. It goes, yeah, so I could go here, and then, because I was going to place it there. All right. And then we go boop. All right. Then what I need is... Oh, I forgot one of the important parts. Why we have those copper grates. So, the copper grates actually go here. And they're going to go here. Or not even there. I'm the best. Alright. They go here and here. And then we are actually going to waterlog those. And that is so that when the piston fires, it actually kills the water block there. But we need the water block so the kelp goes upwards. So these are going to actually have to be waterlogged at some point. We will do that in a little bit here. But yeah, so those will be waterlogged. And that way it always stays it always stays as a source block, so the kelp can still flow up. And then also, because you'd be like, oh, why don't you can use leaves or whatever you want to waterlog. I mean, you could use stairs. I'm just going to use the copper grates. But it keeps them that way the kelp can't also go in the blocks, and so you can only go up. So there we go. All right. Yeah. All right. We're going to actually shoot it out that way. And then this goes here. Actually, before I remove that block, do I have any? No. Good thing I brought chests with me. I thought I was going to need chests for something else, or to store, but then I realized I wasn't going to have any more materials. Oh no, I have the... Oh no, yes, I need... Okay, never mind. I know how to make a hopper. Alright, 1, 2... Alright. That goes there. So it looks like we could have gone down one more. Really now? Really now? Alright. And then this gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets 5 items. Read the computer out of here. Out of here. redstone. And just like that. So, if you didn't know, that is our clock. So, actually, I could just like show you a test, but so what I'm doing here is I'm delaying the but here. So if we take this out, see, and you can hear it taken away, and that's for the bone meal. So it'd be we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the thing I had found out is I wanted to make this so I didn't waste bone meal, because it can only grow the 64, and then I want to stop, right when it triggers hits the thing, stop. I don't know, I want to do 64 bone meal, I don't want any more. So if you really filled this up with, you know, like completely full of bone meal or whatever, you're not wasting any, right? So the thing is, the bone meal needs to be delayed originally, because if it started right away, so this is going to trigger, right, once, because of how I made it. So it triggers once. Well, I don't want to waste bone meal where it started growing and then this triggers, and then I've made more bone meal than I needed, right? But you know, because then it would go like 1, 2, 3, that would trigger, and then it would grow it all. Well, now I have more than a stack, and that's not the point. So I need this to delay. So right when this comes down, this is going to fire. While this fires, this is going to activate and push this, and that's going to lock this one. These are going to start draining at hopper speed, which is like 6 min items. So it takes a beat. It's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this turns off, that starts this goes. This is then going, but then when it needs to stop immediately. So it needs to delay at the beginning, but then stop immediately. So the item will immediately, one item will move, because so this all turns off. This then turns off. The block comes back. Now this one's locked, this one isn't. This is going to be firing, breaking all of it. Then it's going to already drop one item in, which turns this on, turns that off, and we're done. And so you don't waste any. So yeah, and that is basically the system. We need to go get the water put in. I need to drop our water in. I need to get our piece of kelp there. I need to load this up with bone meal. And actually we can just do that. And actually, I mean, we can go hit the button and then come down, and I can show you how this is all activated, you know? So let's go do that. We'll go activate it real quick, because I should hit the button, that it should work. When I get down there, it should be already firing. Obviously, it won't stop, because the stopping mechanism is the kelp triggering this block. Am I faster than the water going down? Yes. Yeah. So if you actually could have solved the whole thing be the running. And that's also why I have a delay here. The 4-tick delay is to keep that piston extended for just a beat while this turns off, because if that piston's extended, you don't waste bone meal. So yeah, and as you can see, it's running. And then like I said, if we triggered the one up there, it would turn off. But what we can do is we'll just go and hit the button again, and then it should shut off. No issues. See, there goes all my water. So it takes a second. I'm in my test world, since I didn't build it like this large. It's actually gonna be still running. I'm gonna get down, and then you'll see everything trigger, and that shuts off, and then it immediately stops. All right, let's go. Actually, I should have a bucket on me. Where did my bucket go? I must have thrown it in here. All right. Let's go up, and drop water down, and then I'm gonna need, oh, what I should probably do is I should have grabbed 2 buckets. Luckily, I have a conduit nearby, so I can't drown. Actually, I beat the water. Oh. I think the water cut me off. That's a little bit of an annoyance. Going up. Alright, so, bone meal. We got our 64.8 just because of how bone meal is. Well, I was making it from a bone block, so. As you can see, we got our kelp in. As you can also see, it's been I think it grew a little, which we're actually going to stop that. I am going to have a switch up there that's going to make sure that this piston on all these is extended, so it will not grow, without running the machine, because I am not putting any sort of collection system up top. So this isn't going to be ever passive. I mean, I guess I could, and it's not super hard, because all you have to do is basically get running water over the top of this, and then funnel it into some sort of collection system. It was just not ever anything I had planned, because for me, it was always about just like run it, get your thing, and go. Because I have a passive Bonemeal farm up there. All right, did I take the water out of here? Yeah, I did. All right, but I don't need to. I was gonna do that because I was like, oh. So if you notice, if you just put the water down, I just let it drop. It's that source blocks. It'll become source blocks as the kelp grows up. Alright, what we'll do is we'll go down and look at it. Oh, there is one other issue. And this is more of an issue with kelp than with the farm itself, and this is just how kelp is. Kelp, when you, like, place kelp, or, like, say I cut off the, like, thing and there's only, like, I cut it off and it gets updated, it gets a random age between, I think, 0 and 25. And kelp will stop growing at age 26. So, unfortunately, the problem becomes, if for some reason after I break it and it, say, gets the value of 25, it'll go up once and then stop and won't grow ever again. Well, that is a problem, because then I don't get bone meal. I don't get all the kelp I need. But, luckily, if you just hit the button again, it'll clear it out and then you can retry. But yeah, it's just something that happens with kelp. There's no way to fix it unless you break that bottom one, I think, every time. But then you would have to go down there and plant it every time, and that's just not, So, I'm going to click that. We're going to go down and look at the machine again running and seeing the bone meal. Oh, and if you didn't know why I did wool blocks, this is so if you're ever, like, digging underground, and you come across these wool blocks, you see that, and then you know this is not, like, there's redstone or whatever. Alright, so you can see it's going. Let's see here. So, unfortunately, it does look like it early on died because of the same issue. But luckily, as you can see, it doesn't eat a bone meal if it cannot grow. So we gotta go up and hit the button again. Yeah, that is one nice thing. Yeah, so if you'd be like, if you run the farm and you're not seeing the bone meal get to the top, you're gonna just need to hit the button again and try again. But we should, if we wait long enough, we should see all the... Oh no, I won't see it come up. I'm actually gonna have to go down. We're gonna go do that because, unfortunately, this is all still running water. Yeah, there it all is. I'll have to go take a look to see if it used more. Alright, so I'm gonna need to put a little bit more bone meal in there. Now, that's one thing is this is very bone meal intensive, but if I want, the stack of kelp, we're gonna need to use a lot of bone meal, so because it only goes up by 1 every time. So yeah, so you're basically converting bone meal into kelp. Alright, yeah, run. Were we at 57? All right, I'm gonna do something like this. All right, so this is at 56. If running this, I should stay at 56. So we're gonna go up and give it another test and see what happens. Yeah, I'm glad I built this instead of having to go up and down every time. Like with scaffolding, that would be a pain. And then you'll have to wait because yeah, water takes a hot second to get down. Probably what I'll need to do is, although I guess we could go down and then go up with, and simulation and all that shouldn't matter since we should all be in the same chunk or whatever. And the chunks are, you know, vertical all the way up and down, so. I guess the problem with this is it is very long to get, you know, like wait, waterfall and then whatever. If we stop growing, we have stopped growing. Honestly, I guess I could be mistaken if I could even get it to grow this high. I guess I said 26, and so even if it was at 0, it would never grow this high. So, after testing and seeing, yeah. Oh. That's right. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Even after explaining how kelp works, still thought it was a good idea to dig down 65 blocks. Yeah, that's not how that's gonna work. Kelp basically can only grow to a height of, if you're lucky, 26. That is a lot less than 64. So that is not how that's gonna work. Whoops. I should have. I don't want to do that. Alright, and then I want the dirt back. I mean, actually, I guess I could leave this wall. No, I want to kill this water. I want this. Alright. We'll do that over there. Right now, it doesn't really matter. But so, but I did do some testing. I don't know why I'm taking that block or that block. You can go down. 8 is more reliable. I mean, obviously, it picks a random. So kelp picks a random number between, like 0 and 25, and then when it grows, it goes up 1 age. So, like, you'd think, oh, if you go to 16, you'd have a lot less, like, chance for it to grow, and you'd more often have it not grow. But that was not what I was seeing. From my, like, testing, if I went 8, I went 16, they were very close. Like, I did 10 runs of the machine, and it'd be like, you know, 8 times it grew at least to 8, and then, you know, 7 times it grew at least to 16. So it was like one off. So I'm gonna go 16. That is my plan. We're gonna go 16. The other thing I'm going to do is we're actually going to, actually all of this can come out too. Oh, that could have been bad. I'm going to do 2 rows. So I'm going to do 8 down on this side. And then we are going to do actually 2 on this side. So that when you run the full thing, you should, in theory, get it. Now, again, I just said I ran it 10 times and it failed sometimes. So that still could happen. It's failing. Oh no, my redstone. Then this has to move. Ooh, yeah. I think that'll be fine. I'm going to try and do... Oh. I'm gonna try and, I'm gonna flip it. I gotta, like, flip the whole thing, but yeah. So, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and work on this. I'm basically gonna set up. I mean, I've explained the whole thing already, so you guys see how it's gonna go. Redstone that fell. No, we had a block. But yeah, this room, I guess, will just be here as a reminder of my failure. But yeah, and then I'm gonna move this up the block because I need it. But although this also has to move, because if I'm gonna do 2 over here, I'm gonna be all thing. Plus, I think I need to push back this wall. Oh yeah. I was like, what? That's right. It had Kelp in it because I was doing stuff. That's where the Kelp goes. Oh. There's supposed to be stone in there. Alright. So all this is changing too. I think what I kind of liked the whole idea of the barrels being on the. Oh, you know what? This whole water stream has to move. Oh, that's kind of a pain. Okay, I'm gonna need to go get a stack of water. Actually, I think I have any dirt on me. I think I brought a stack of dirt. No, not a stack of dirt. I did. All right, sweet. So yeah, because this, I'm gonna push this all back. Because what I'm gonna do is, I think we're gonna do the barrels in the ground, and then the button on the wall. So I think I'm just gonna push this back, and then yeah, it'll also make room for the 2 over there. So yeah, it's a whole thing. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then yeah, so I will see you guys in a little bit with the finished product here. So it is done. Just down here in the belly of the beast. Starting off down here, as you can see, the pistons are extended, and that is also another feature. I have a switch up there that will take those out, but this way, because I don't have a passive way of collecting it, and so this will make it so that the Kelp Farm doesn't run while I don't want it to. So with these extended, they just sit like that. So yeah, but here it is. And then, as I had shown before, all of the different, what I had shown before, just built it up here. And then this is part of this is what's keeping them extended. So we have here's all our clocks and stuff. And I put all the bone meal in, and that's, I don't think I had shown that before. Yeah, I actually meant to put blocks here to cover these, but it doesn't seem to matter. There's a dropper way up there, and dropping the bone meal down for the machine. So yeah, this thing took a little longer than I expected, but we got it done. And I'm pretty happy with it. There's some issues, but mostly it has to do with the nature of kelp. Alright, so let's go up. This is just the water stream to go up and down, and luckily I have that. The conduit nearby really helped. And then this will be sealed. I just left it open. But here's this. I didn't do any decorating other than I threw a couple of lanterns in. I'm actually going to decorate this all on stream on Friday. So you guys can come check that out. But here's our little thing. And then, so this right here is for this switch. I forgot to label these, but this button will turn all of them on at the same, well, not at the same time, but it'll turn them all on, so you don't have to individually do it. The individual buttons are just for if you were like, I would like some kelp, but didn't, you didn't need like the whole farm. So I did 8, and then 2. So it, and there's 16, so it's like, 32. So like 4, that's a stack of kelp, a stack of kelp, a stack of kelp, stack of kelp, and then this is gonna run twice and give you another stack of kelp, and then if you run this, I think like 4 times, it should be the full all 9 stacks I needed or whatever. But problem being how kelp is, you're not all of them are gonna succeed. They're all not gonna get to the top. It's just how kelp is. If I was to do, I would recommend if you wanted to do a farm like this, honestly, I would just go passive, or there's other ones out here. I just felt like making it this way. This was a little silly, but what are you gonna do? I mean, I wanted to do it. It was fun building it and trying to figure out everything. So I had fun, and that's kind of the point of Minecraft. So, but if you wanted to copy this for whatever reason, I would only go 8 and don't go 16. The 8's gonna be way more reliable than 16. I mean, it's like it's just a little bit more reliable because I did do some testing, but I decided to go 16 anyway. So, but yeah, so this is what this is for. Again, it's just, I'll go through. I was originally just gonna have repeaters running along, but then I realized that then what would happen is, say you did this one, and then it would activate them all. So this way, it only activates them when it only activates them then. And then these back here, if you notice all the scaffolding, this is for these lights up here, because I realized, so if it fails, problem is a lot of times you can't tell, and especially if you turn the whole thing on, you need to individually go and hit the buttons again to make sure they turn off, and it's very hard to tell. So I put these in. What it does is, when this powers once, it's going to flip the trap door down and then back up. And then we have scaffolding can detect that, because you're changing the state of the scaffolding. So right now it has the legs. When the trap door flips down, it becomes a hanging one, so it can detect that. There's a scaffolding right back there holding everything up. From when it goes to like a floating version, and the observer can detect that. So just a simple copper bulb. It'll turn this on, which powers this one, and then it turns this off, but then this just turns off, and so the light stays on, and then when the thing ends, so either by us hitting the button again or by this observer detecting the kelp, it's gonna trigger this all again, and then that bulb turns off. So then you know which state's in. So nice little handy little thing. And then yeah, over here same. It all looks the same. I just wrapped it. I wrapped the power on, just wraps all the way around. And so, and then yeah, like I said, you can see we have the pistons extended, and then this is a similar system to how I did this. It's gonna send usually it has a water stream that goes down and turns on a thing. So, and then if we go down, you can see now the pistons are retracted, and we can turn this on. So I will give it a run, and you guys can see. And then you see all the lights flip on. And then we'll see which ones turn off and which ones stay on. It'll be funny when none of them get to where I want them to be. Oh, there you go. Honestly, it's not a bad success rate. So what? I think there's 18, right? Because there's what 8 plus 8, which is 16 plus 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So only 7 out of the 18 failed to grow to the 16 blocks. Honestly, that's pretty good. And you can see I got, you know, actually there's a little bit more floating around here. It all should eventually float up. I did go through and make sure everything is, yeah, we got a few stragglers. I mean, that's not bad, honestly. And then, like I said, they should have gone, maybe, I mean, we can actually go check to see, oh, this one didn't fire. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Here, we'll go down and see how far it came. Sometimes it can go, yeah, see, like here, it just, luckily, again, you're not wasting bone meal, which is nice. It, and then we just gotta individually go in here and, shut those off. See, the lights are nice, because before it'd be like, you'd either have to, like, because, like, can you tell if the grow, like, why, you know? And then, like, I would have to remember which ones I would see kelp on and which ones I don't see kelp on. So, the lights are definitely a nice addition. Oh, and then the, how I did the bone meal, just, is actually I will actually give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you guys in my creative world because it'll be easier to see what I'm doing here with how the bone meal shoots down, because I did a space requirement here. Oh, but yeah, here's all the kelp just from running at once. So 3 stacks almost. And what I think it's supposed to give me 4, because it'd be 1, 2, or each side's supposed to should give me. Because it's, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this would give me a half. So honestly, yeah, it should be like 4.5 stacks of kelp. So, all right. So here's the barrels. Knock this out. And I wanted to show you guys what is happening here. So you put the bone meal in here. So this is the one that's facing upwards. Goes through, passes through this barrel. So this, whoops. No, that's the big. This observer reads. Well, as you can see, how much do I have? Oh, 1. This observer can read. The observers can read the barrel inputs, or like barrels or chests. This could be a chest too. I just did a barrel. I think I ended up doing a barrel just because I was like, I'll just do a barrel. It's fine. It reads stuff. Actually, it even reads just opening it, because it's reading that like change. And so, like I said, you throw in the bone meal here. And see, it ends up being here because, like I said, it's going to fire. The second it goes in, it fires. This observer is reading this observer just changing state. And then it's firing into here, which powers the dropper once. And then that just, you know, I think I have it facing downwards in the thing. So, yeah, so if we did, you know, I'll do so we have the one in there. So I'll do 16 just. So, you know, just fires, and then one's in here. So we got all 16. So yeah, I primed all of them with at least 1. So I threw in like 4 stacks of bone meal. And so yeah, the fire, it's really loud too. But it's just a simple design, but for the space requirements and everything, it worked out perfectly. And you saw I just butted it up against the water stream because it doesn't matter that this is firing out into the water. You know, it doesn't affect anything. So I could have flipped them. Yeah, I could have flipped them and it wouldn't have mattered too much. But yeah. And then you can see here's my first design, and I was doing some testing. This is I mean, actually, you can see how this works. I ended up just realizing I didn't need to do the redstone lamp. But yeah, you see how it see how this is changing states. the observer can read that. And this is another good way. This is a good way of sending, because to send the signal up. You can't send it down, but this is a good way of sending a redstone signal up. You could always do a torch tower, but yeah, this is. The only thing is you have to have the little bit here, you know. But other than that, yeah. Oh, and then yeah, as you can see, like see. Takes 2 to, and this is like, because I realized that this is the same, you know, this fires once, it turns this on, and then this is what's running and like keeping all this running and going, and then when when you hit it again is when it turns everything off. So it's kind of a similar, we're just kind of mirroring this. Yeah, this build ended up being kind of expensive to. I have a lot of observers and stuff, but I mean, I have like 12,000 days in my world, so I should have the resources. All right, let's go back to the world. I do want to get some signs for these so I can label them, but like I said, I'm going to be decorating on Friday on stream. Come with your design. What you think I should do, because I'm pretty much open to anything. I'll probably kind of maybe incorporate, if you didn't see my short from last week, this was like the entrance, and I'll probably incorporate do a lot of the stone bricks, kind of the theme of the base and stuff around, in other areas, so it's kind of thematically makes sense. But I'm kind of open to anything. I might do like a log or something running across here. Just like, you know, and then do some, maybe a flooring. I guess I could do like some glazed terracotta. We could do some nice, I could do, there is that one blue one, or even like green or something. I would have to look, maybe something symbolizes the kelp. We can also do like dried kelp. I could run dried kelp up the, walls here. I don't know. You guys let me know, but I hope you guys enjoyed this like kind of weird let's play how to. I enjoyed building. Like I said, it was a big undertaking, honestly, more than I thought it was going to be, but I actually had fun. Like I said, it was not maybe the most efficient. I don't make super efficient farms, but I just kind of do my own thing. I'll look at what other people are doing and then kind of decide, oh, okay, I like that, but what if we did this? What if this happens? You know, and that's kind of this. It was like, oh, you can bone meal. And that's why originally I was like, oh, let me do, did they all fail? That's amazing. That happened. I'll have to go check. But like, if they all fail, then that's nice, because then I can just hit the button. I'll have to go down and see. Something else might have happened, which is interesting. But this is, you know, that's why I was like, oh, I could do a full stack of the bone meal. But now that I know that how kelp works, it was like, oh. They all failed, guys, because I forgot. Oh, this didn't. You know, I thought that might be an issue. Now they should all go. Because I had a fear that the water, you shouldn't leave the water. There we go. Ooh, this whole row is pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 again. So apparently if you just did 7 less, you'd probably have more success. So I guess take that with against all. And actually I could pop the lever and then break all of them in the hopes that these finally succeed. I guess we could do that, because it should just, I should be able to just like that, and go like that, and then we'll see, because they should still be bone mealing. Oop, that one's gonna go. Got a few more to turn off. I was just kind of like pause after hitting the button, but you really don't need to because they're completely, obviously I built them. Oh, that one was so close. You can see it right there. It was so close to finishing. But yeah, so not bad. And then yeah, there should be. Oh no, I gotta flip it again for it to. Yeah, I think relogging. So I think off is or on is the water going, but I should probably reverse that. So because I think it has an issue because I relogged, and that's where the issue came in. That's like these copper bulbs. I have some crafters, and I think there's issues with the relog. And so if you ever have crafter copper bulbs, make sure they're in your redstone. I'm pretty sure you want to make sure they're off. Like the off state is, like the machine not running, the copper ball is on the off state. Which all these are, luckily, so there shouldn't be any issues, but I think that's what's happening here. I think it updates, it loads in. Honestly, probably what happened is because it loads in, it fired, which you'd think then I would have other issues, but I don't know. Who's to say? But yeah, we're getting the kelp. I'll have to throw it in my super smelter. But all right, next week, the rest of the Guardian farm, because that's what this is for. I need dried kelp. So basically, I have the thing, but it's like the kill chambers and my like overall other little bit design and stuff and storage system for our Guardian farm. So that'll be next week. Check the descriptions for playlists and socials. My stream schedule. Like I said, I was gonna stream Minecraft on Friday, and that is gonna be at 11:30 in the morning on Friday. But check the community page or my Instagram for my stream schedule, and that should be out. Post those on Monday. So, but if nothing else, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. That'll do it for me. Bye.